Welcome back to Lesson 2 of the Smart Networking e-course. I hope you enjoyed Lesson 1 and that it's already given you a whole new perspective on how you can approach networking in the future. Remember, we'd love to hear your feedback and comments and answer any questions you have. You can ask questions on my Ask Brenda page. You can chat with us on Facebook or leave comments on my blog. You'll find all the links further down this webpage under the heading Got Questions or Comments. Now, let's get started. In this lesson, you're going to learn a critical piece of information you must have clear before you can make this exciting new approach to networking really work for you. In fact, even if you never go to another networking event, once you have this piece of information right for your business, it's going to literally transform the results of all your marketing efforts. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about knowing, really knowing, who is your target market, your niche, your ideal customers. One of the first questions I typically ask when I meet someone at a networking event is, well, who's your target market? And the sad thing is that 9 times out of 10, I'll hear one of 3 responses. Oh, I'm still trying to work that out. Everybody needs what I have, or all business owners. Of the 3, I'm happiest when I hear the first, because at least they realise that there is a problem and that they need to know who their target market is. But even if you are already really confident that you already know your target market and you've defined it far more tightly than everyone or all small business owners, I suggest that you hang out to the end of this lesson. It is less than 10 minutes, and complete the activity at the end, even if it's only for a review. Every time I read this lesson, I make sure that I take a few minutes to even more tightly refine my market and who it is my marketing material needs to speak to. So why is it important? And what can you do about it? Look, I know it can be scary to limit your market. After all, that means you may be eliminating potential customers. However, the sad fact is that by not having a clearly defined target market, you're having the opposite effect, and your potential customers and the people who could refer potential customers to you won't recognize that you're able to help them. Your marketing messages won't speak to them, and you'll find yourself constantly struggling to work out where your next customer will come from. Think for a moment about what happens when you target the rays of the sun through a magnifying glass. That's the effect you have when you have a clearly defined, tightly defined target market. Your potential clients will be attracted to the heat you create like moths to a flame. Most importantly, you'll be able to recognize the best potential strategic alliance partners, and they will be able to recognize and will want to work with you. Think back for a moment to Lesson 1. We've agreed that we would much rather meet a potential alliance partner, someone who can connect us with tens, hundreds, or even thousands of leads for our businesses. But how will we recognize a potential alliance partner? The very best alliance strategies come from working with people who share your target market. The closer the match, the more powerful the alliance is likely to be. For example, I work very closely with Rod Moore, Australia's leading attraction marketing specialist. Why? We share the same target market of new and developing small business owners and entrepreneurs who are struggling to attract enough leads and customers to their businesses. Rod and I have literally generated thousands of dollars worth of business for each other with joint and cross promotions, shared marketing strategies, and we're only just beginning. And that's why one of the questions I ask when I first meet a business owner is, who is your target market? The term target market is used because that market is the target at which you aim all your marketing efforts. The market you're trying to reach are people with common characteristics that set them apart as a group. The more you know about your target market, the more precisely you can develop your marketing strategy, and the easier it will be to find the right alliance partners. One helpful way I've found to identify your target market is with the ideal client strategy. Think for a moment about your favorite and best client and write down absolutely everything you know about them. Even include a picture and their name. If your target market is business owners, think about their location, the number of employees, perhaps the number of years they've been in business, their specialty or type of business, the size of their company, the amount of revenue they generate, the number of departments they have, what industry they're in, whether they're a public or a private company. If your target market are general consumers, make sure you think about their age, their gender, their family structure, their marital status, their household income, their location, education, whether they have children or not and the number of children, whether they're a homeowner or a renter. If you don't know some of the answers, find out. Once you've clearly described your perfect client, you can take all of the things you know about them and use it to clearly define your target market. And here's a warning. If you find yourself answering all or any to any of those questions, go back and think again. Because if you're not specific, you will find yourself with less alliance partners and fewer clients, not more, believe me. In some cases, you may find you have more than one target market, and that's okay. But in that case, you need to leave them all equally clearly defined, and you'll quickly see that you need to market to them in different ways and with different alliance partners, and that they're going to enable you to work with different alliance partners. So now, it's time for you to do some work. You'll find the full transcript of this video, together with a summary and an activity sheet, in the resource section underneath this video. And before you go to another networking event or design another piece of marketing material, take the time out to define, or for those of you who are already clear, to refine your target market. And once again, remember, if you have any questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you and get to know you better. You'll find all the links to connect with us in the questions and comments section further down this webpage. And of course, if you found this lesson valuable, please pass it on to a colleague or business associate who you think would appreciate it. It's as simple as hitting the forward button on the email you received with this lesson and saying something like, "Hi, I know you're interested in networking. I've just been listening to this e-course lesson and I thought you might enjoy it too. Love to hear what you think." They'll thank you for it, and of course we will too, with points in the Networking World Referral Reward Program. You can find out all about it in the red box at the bottom of this webpage. That's it from me for now. Good luck with defining and refining your target market. And remember, network smarter, not harder.